How you doing, YouTube? Today we're back with a brand new video. So today's video we're starting a new job, and it's going to be a bit of a larger one. We're over in the east of the city. The client is getting all the materials, and it's basically what was a derelict house. This week we're going to go on board all the ceilings. Next week we're going to go and skim the hall stairs and landing and 2 bedrooms. The week after we'll have some other work booked in, and then the week after that we'll be back to skim the downstairs. So it's a pretty big job for one person, but we're going to get there. All the plasterboard and screws are already there, so we're going to go and we're going to plasterboard this week basically. So I'll see you when I get the job. I'll show you around. Okay guys, so we've arrived on the job. Basically this is what we've got. This is the front living room. We're going to be boarding that ceiling. We have this ceiling here, and then in round this boxing here with this ceiling and the bathroom ceiling, and then let's see, up the stairs. Up the stairs we'll have this ceiling to be overboarded, and this ceiling as well. A few wee bits and pieces as well. So yeah, I'm going to get all my stuff in. We're going to get started here. Okay guys, so this is going to be a slightly different video today. I'm going to actually talk you through how I board these ceilings. So these are full sheets of plasterboard here, and they are 1/2 inch. So they're big heavy ones, and that's the main reason you're able to do this on your own, is that the sheets are strong enough where you can sort of lift them and they don't just break in the middle. So what I'll use is a prop, which is the blue thing you can see me adjusting, and then I'll also use a dead man. So that's what I call it, but maybe you call it different things at different places in the world. It's basically a plank with like a T-bit on top of it. You can see it just sitting against the wall there on the left hand side. It's just slightly lowered in the ceiling, so you lift the board up and you set the lip of the board until the gap between the ceiling and the dead man, and then hoist the board up far enough that we can get our prop under, and then we use the prop to push the board up tight against the ceiling. It's a really good way if you don't have anybody to help you to do the boarding. You can do it yourself. Now, granted, there is a lot of weight in one of these boards, and I've been doing this quite a while on my own. So any jobs where you see me carrying, or you see me have boards, or I'm working with boards, they will all be put in the van in the morning at the builder's yard and then carried till the place that I'm working. So I get, you know, I'm pretty good at dealing with the weight of them now, but just keep in mind if you are going to do this, that I would say there's probably a solid 15 to 20 kg in one of these boards. I'll put the exact weight here, but yeah, they're heavy. You can see I'm just moving the dead man out of the way so I can put my last few screws in. So this is a lath and plaster ceiling, and as much as you can when you're redoing these ceilings, you want to remove the plaster but not the lath. A lot of the time with these old lath and plaster ceilings, you'll get the stud walls in the centres that breaks up the rooms up the stairs, you will you'll get the lath will actually run on through underneath or between the stud wall and the top of the ceiling. And a lot of times what happens when you pull all them lath off, you don't actually have anything to fix your board to. So you can see here the side where the dead man prop is. Where that prop is, there isn't actually anything to screw to in behind them lath. And if you were to remove them, then you would have to do one of two things: leave the board flapping, which isn't a good idea because it'll just lead to cracking, or you can screw into the lath, which gives you a bit of a grip, enough to hold the board. When I do this, I'll try to screw into every other lath, and it's the only way you can really do it without removing the lath and then adding your own joist at the end, right at the very end of the board to catch the lip that's up tight against the wall. That would be the only other way that you could do it, but then you have the added expense and time that most clients don't really want to pay for it, to be frankly honest. So that's the reason that I leave the lath on the ceiling when I'm overboarding. There is another video, if you search back, how to remove a lath and plaster ceiling, and it's basically my labourer at the time. He takes the ceiling down, and it'll show you how to get till the stage that I'm at here. You'll see here very soon too, I'll come to the camera and my face will be absolutely black, and the reason for that is there's a lot of soot and crap and dust, and maybe 80-90 years worth of dust sitting on the back of these lath and plaster. And it's pure black. It's like chimney soot, so you definitely end up absolutely covered in it. When you're boarding, I actually had a few comments on a video that I posted previously. It was hard to overboard Artax ceiling, and people that were commenting on that video were complaining that I didn't put the board sort of across so the way I've done it here, the length of the board, so long ways either end, is landing on a joist, where that other video it wasn't. And what I was saying in the comments of that video was that you're not going to get sagging. No matter what they say, you're not going to get sagging along the joints. I understand what they're saying, that there's a possibility that the boards would sag because of the way I put them on, but realistically, when you think about it, like, them joists were roughly about a half a foot apart, so every half a foot you had a screw. And like the guys nowadays that are doing dry lining and stuff, they're like a foot apart, they're screwing their board, so a half a foot isn't going to make a massive difference. So I just wanted to actually get that out of the way. The next thing that I had people comment on is they asked me what tools that I use, and also what ear protectors I'm wearing. So these actually aren't ear protectors, they're just headphones. I listen to music, and there's obviously that added benefit of them blocking a lot of the sound from the drills and that kind of stuff. But anytime that I'm boarding, I'll always wear my tool belt, which you can see. In the tool belt, I have a pencil, I have a tape measure, I have 2 Stanley knives, I have my hammer, which is hanging off the back, and then I have it's like a drill hanger, so it's like a holster for the drill, and then there's another one for hanging an SDS off. I'll wear this tool belt as well when we're installing the insulated plasterboard. So yeah, the 2 front pockets, one has the Stanley knife and tape measure and stuff in it, and then the other one has the screws. When I'm boarding ceilings, especially when I'm on my own, I feel that it's always better to have everything on you. It stops you having to go and look for, tools. And a thing that happens quite often is, like, especially in this job, because I didn't want to carry all these boards up the stairs and then carry too many up and have to carry some back down, so that I was just measuring what I needed, carrying them up the stairs as I needed them. And a lot of the time what will happen is you'll measure, and then you'll go down and then you'll measure and cut the board, and then you'll bring the board upstairs, go to measure the next one, and realise that you've left your tape measure or your Stanley knife or whatever down the stairs. Yeah, so having these pockets in front of you, it's handy that you can just sort of stick your knife or your tape in your pocket. I have a plasterboard square, so it's the depth of a bit of plasterboard, and you just hang it on the edge and it gives you a straight line. That's how I cut boards. And then just obviously cut them with a Stanley knife. If I'm cutting long the ways, I'll just use the tape measure, hold one end and then the other, and use the one end to mark the board. You've probably seen me doing it in a few videos before. Yeah, so another question I get asked quite a lot is what drill that I'm using. So when I'm plasterboarding, I use my air bar or air borer, depending on what you call it. I have a video, I'll link it, and it's an impact driver. It's really good quality, and I just use a little plasterboard head, so when you screw them in, when the head hits the board, it just pops the screw off, and it just drives them the perfect amount into the board, as long as you keep your drill straight when you're doing it. Yeah, and I've never really needed anything. For a little while I had a screw gun, so one of the ones you hold the trigger and you push the gun against the plasterboard and it drives the screw. I had one of them for a while, but because I'm doing almost exclusively private work, a lot of the times when I'm boarding, you don't have straight joists, and unless you're bringing your laser level in and setting up your laser level to screw every single screw in, a lot of the times what you'll get is you'll get 2 or 3 screws down the line, and then you'll miss, and then you have to carry a second drill to pull the screw back out, which sort of defeats the purpose of, you're carrying 2 drills when you could just be carrying the impact driver. And what I find a lot too is that I think that I'm actually a little bit quicker with the impact driver than with the screw gun, because I'm just so used to using it now. So yeah, I just wanted to go through a few things, and one other thing that I wanted to say was that realistically, what I'm doing here, you could do with a cheap drill, like you can pick a drill up for probably under £100. A knife, you could get a decent knife for £2 or £3. You get a tape for a few pound. You could probably get everything you needed for under £150. And you could board a ceiling in your house on your own, basically. You could buy them few bits of timber for a few pound each out of a builder's yard, and you've give yourself the means to board your own ceiling. When I'm pricing work, someone asks me to come and plaster a ceiling, I'll always give them a better quote if I'm just going over plasterboard. And the reason for that is that it's easier for me. So the likes of the ceiling that you just see me boarding there, if I'm boarding over an old plaster ceiling, I'm going to allow myself the whole day, just in case something goes wrong. But if I'm just plastering over plasterboard, then I'm not giving myself. I'm giving myself allow myself a half a day for that. So, if you're thinking about skimming all your ceilings, getting all your ceilings skimmed in your house, it's a real good shout to plasterboard them yourself. The difference, you're talking doubling the amount of money if you want to pay somebody to come on board. I'll charge a day's pay to board the ceiling, and then a day's pay to skim the ceiling. And if you were getting me in and you already had that ceiling, you're saving yourself a lot of money if you board it yourself. And especially on sort of these older properties, where there is nothing beautiful about the old plasterwork. There's no coving, there's no, any of that sort of stuff. It's just horrible old lame render that's all echo and is cracked and looks crap. Just take them down and reboard the ceilings, and get yourself something nice and smooth and flat. And everything that I say here also goes for when you're fixing the insulated plasterboard. The only caveat would be if you're going straight on the walls. If they're brick, you're going to need your SDS, your hammer fitting. You've seen me do that on multiple videos. And then if you're going to be going onto like the ceiling in a loft, or sort of anything that's where the board's hanging, you have to buy little discs. The discs just help the board stay on. But yeah, so that's basically everything I wanted to say in this video. I'm gonna just insert some music here, and then I'm going to get back to you, in a few minutes at the end, basically. So thanks for watching. Okay, so as you've seen, we've done that ceiling, and then we also done this ceiling. So I have 6 ceilings to do in this house, and I've 3 days to do it. But when I came to price this job, there was none of this stuff. All this broke out. And I've allowed 5 days to do this job, but I've only set aside 3. So I've allowed for 5 but set aside 3. So what I'm going to try to do now is I'm going to go and start boarding these bits up here, so then this is completely finished and ready for me to come back and skim. And then I'm going to skim these 2 rooms and then this hall, stairs and landing in 3 days basically. Then we'll have 2 big ceilings down the stairs and 2 small ceilings. So we'll do the other 2 big ceilings tomorrow, and then that'll leave 2 small ceilings to do on Wednesday. And then what we can do is bond any bits that are bonded up here. So when we come back to skim, we're just basically ready to go. So I'm going to start boarding these other bits now. Okay, so that's just done for today. I have a couple of bits of board that I have to cut for blocking up the two chimneys up the stairs, and then we are going to board this ceiling. I'm actually gonna do a bit of boarding here in the afternoon. It's currently 2 o'clock, so but I can't. I would like to finish this ceiling today, but I can't because I don't know whether they're gonna mark and cut these spotlights after, or they want me to bring them down where they are. So I'm gonna have to contact the guy, and I don't have any reception on my phone. The phone that I have there, the reception went a few days ago and hasn't come back, so I've ordered a new phone. So yeah, it's been a nightmare, but yeah, I'm gonna maybe stick 1 or 2 boards up here, and then I'm gonna go home basically. Yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. If you've enjoyed, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, turn on the bell to get notified when I release new videos. Go into my description, you'll find links to my Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and then if you want to support me, you can go ahead and click on the Patreon, the Buy Me Coffee, or the Amazon affiliate links. The way the Amazon affiliate links work is you click on the affiliate link to a tool that I use day to day. You buy the tool, I get a small percentage. If you don't buy the tool but go on to buy anything else within 24 hours, I still get a small percentage as well. And then I also have tiers now on YouTube. So on the YouTube, you can pay for one of the 3 tiers, the monthly subscription, and they all have different rewards. But currently, I'm posting the videos early, so this video will already have been out for 2.5 weeks. So if you want to see the videos sort of early and stuff, go ahead and subscribe on YouTube and get the monthly subscription and see everything early basically. I'm going to be adding more stuff to that, and I'm going to start adding some Patreon exclusive content. I'm trying to build up the videos that I have so that I can offer some stuff for Patreon as well. And then I'm also going to do podcast and stuff, but that's all going to be sort of in the future. I'm currently in the middle of renovating. I just done a loft conversion. The video is like 2 videos ago. I've just finished plastering the loft conversion. The plumber got the radiators and stuff installed, so once that's done, I'm going to convert that into a bedroom, and then we're going to put I'm going to make myself a little home office, and that's where I'm going to do the podcast and stuff. So yeah, and that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.